Hey YouTube, what's up? It's May 1st. All right. Now that we gotten through kind of a rough start of the spring and into May, we're getting a lot of water now. It's really overcast. We're expecting another round of thunderstorms to come through here. So the temperatures are warming up, and it's ripe. It is prime time for some mushrooms. Actually, fungus. It's fungus time, for me. The highest fungus activity starts in the beginning of the summer and ending of the summer. That's when the temperatures, you start to have more moisture and heat during those times right there. You go through the summer drought phase, and it starts to cool off in the fall, and you get a little bit more rain, and then you get a little bit more humidity. So those are prime fungus growing times. So basically, what I do is, through trial and error and knowledge, I could have researched this and took the advice of maybe some YouTubers, but this is all knowledge gained by experience. From May through, I would say, until October. That's May, June, July, September, and October. I put down fungicide treatment every month. So these are some of the products that I have. I do have some other products that I've ordered that I'm going to be trying out. Tekken is the name. But before we get into that, let's say something a little bit about this fescue. So to give you guys an overview, I'm in North Texas. It gets hot here, and I have a cool season grass. And cool season basically states that this is in the zones where it gets cool, colder. It doesn't get as hot as we do here in Texas. So this tall fescue is a cool season grass. But the thing about the fescue and Kentucky bluegrass, there's no grass that just survives and thrives in all weather. It's just not out there. But with the genetic modifications, they are making grass perform in different areas. So basically, when you have a cool season grass, it's going to perform well in all the cool seasons, including winter. Some of it may go, like some Kentucky bluegrass, go dormant in the winter, but primarily it will go dormant in the summer. The same with this turf type tall fescue. It will go dormant in the summer, in the hot months, if you don't treat it properly, if you don't get watering on. For example, this Bermuda is going to go dormant when it gets cool. Around November, it starts to fade off in October. By November and December, it's pretty much mostly dormant. And of course, it doesn't come back until probably the spring, the beginning, the mid to ending of spring. So that's what you have to deal with. You're either gonna be green most of the year with a cool season, or be brown most of the year with a warm season. So that's kind of the option that you have out there. I chose to be green most of the year, which the practices that I'm going to show you, and if you like this channel, you can stay green all year. But there are things you have to do. And one of the problems with the cool season grass, especially tall fescue, is that it is susceptible to a fungus like all grass is. First of all grass is. If you got ripe conditions, your Bermuda, Zoysia, St. Augustine, bluegrass, fescue, all of it can get fungus. So fungus doesn't discriminate. It's just that the pressure, the fescue will succumb to the pressure, heavy pressure, more than other grasses. So you have to put fungicides out. And quite frankly, a lot of people who've planted tall fescue who said it didn't survive, it burnt off during the summer months or whatever, it died, all that. Well, most likely it didn't die from the heat, like you think it did. It probably died from fungus. It got brown and you didn't know how to treat it, or you treated it too late and it died. And especially if you don't know about fungus, you actually had a fungus that turned your grass brown and it died, but you are relating it to the heat. But it was not the heat. I have a low spot here, and I had so much sprinkler coverage here that I was getting brown patch. I was getting fungus up in this area, and this is Bermuda grass. Wouldn't get green and it would go brown. I was throwing all kinds of nitrogen, which was really feeding the fungus, until I realized that because of the unevenness, unlevel lawn that I had, and the excessive water that it received from my sprinklers, it will hold water here and therefore giving me a fungus on Bermuda. So it doesn't discriminate. So, as stated before, you're just gonna have to put a fungicide program together, and you have to use it probably from at least June. I start in May, but June through September at least, but I go from May to October. So fungicides. The thing about it, let's see if I can get this out real quick. The thing about fungicides, just like it is with all these different types of herbicides out there, you can't get stuck on one. You can't get stuck on one mode of action. You have to switch it up, because the grass, even with herbicides, will get resistant to what you're putting down. So you need to switch it up. That's why I have all these different fungicides here. Let's see. This is a group 11, and that's a group 3. And then I like this one here. If you can see, it's a group 3 and 11. And basically, that's the key. This this is a FRAC, Fungicide Resistance Action Committee, comes up with these numbers, and they group all these fungicides into certain groups according to their mode of action. And in a nutshell, you want to pick two fungicides on opposite ends of the FRAC code, like a group 3 and group 11. This is kind of what you want. You should be able to just drop this down and really have great fungicide resistant control here. But I still use another mode of action. I still use something like this or that. Now this right here is a little bit more expensive, but it works, and it has a azoxystrobin in it, and this is propiconazole, which is two of the most famous popular fungicides. So now that you know that there's two types, or there are several types of fungicides, and they're grouped by a number. You just pick the two different numbers, hopefully on opposite ends of the code, and you put them out. Some last longer than others. So I'm trying to do a 30-day treatment program. That's why I use the azoxystrobin and the propiconazole. This is the backyard here. I got a pool put in, and it's undone here. Just bear with me. So now that you know that you need to put fungicides down for the fescue, you need to also worry about your fertilization. This is where I step away from the high nitrogen fertilizers. Like this 28-310, that's going to go on the Bermuda. I step away from those type of fertilizers, and then I go to the organic stuff. I usually do it liquid form. Go to the like 505 from GCI Turf, or I go with the next product, or you can switch to a Milorganite based fertilizer, organic. Go to Milorganite, or go put some chicken feed or chicken poop, chicken manure fertilizer out on the yard. That's when I go organic during the heat of the summer. So I'm not putting a lot of nitrogen down, but I put some potassium, calcium, and iron, and all those with these other products that I just mentioned previously. But you go organic. I go organic. The chicken feed and the chicken manure, man, it's almost like I put nitrogen out on it when you add some iron with that. Those are the keys. And then there's this. This is something I'm going to put out probably in about 3 weeks, usually in June. I try to catch one of the last good chances of rain in May. And right before that happens, I like to put this out. This is a moisture manager, and it works. It's the same as Hydrotank. So if you go ahead and just do a Google search or do a YouTube search, and there's tons of information out there. This is a game changer. So at this, I already talked about I put in a new plant growth manager along with my fungicide and a liquid. I'll go to a liquid organic based fertilizer, low nitrogen, and that's what pushes me through the next season. Now it's October again, and I start all over. Now, because I use this type of seed and this type of seed, which is all repairing seed, I don't have to do it as much, but you know, I just keep it thick. I go ahead and put this stuff out. I treat it like fertilizer. I still aerate anyway. So I might as well throw some seeds on top just to keep it lush and full. It's the same as putting out fertilizer at that point. So then the cycle starts all over again. And of course, I will run this tenacity along with it. Tenacity off in that starter fertilizer right there. Anyway, just stay tuned. Just giving you a quick overview. Of what I do to maintain my fescue 24/7 in Dallas, North Texas, in the heat of the summer, and I stay green all year long. And that's how I did it. Like and subscribe to my videos. That's the best way to do it, because I'm starting to put these products out and do the video at the same time. Therefore, you know, I don't miss anything. I'll just go ahead and put my cultural practices out on a video during the video. That way I don't have to remember what to put together when if I just make a video about how to maintain it. So if you just like and subscribe, you'll see what I'm putting down to keep my yard as green as it is. Like this. This is my proof here. I like to back it all up with my proof. Here's the evidence. I have grass going all over here, and I've been like this for, this is the 3rd season, and it just gotten better with time. Just like and follow so I can get you guys up and running. I hate to be the only one running this stuff. So just stay tuned. Thanks for watching.